Hey you guys, welcome to my channel, New Black Unicorn. Thank you for coming back. I just want to say to everyone who requested that eye tutorial for the eye look I had in my most recent video, which is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Foundation. I have done it, it's here. Hey everyone, so to get started with the eye look, the concealer I'm going to be using is by MAC. It's the Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. With this shade, if you do use a light shade, make sure you don't take it all the way up to your eyebrows because we do not want that part to be extremely white. So I did bring down my concealer after I did my eyebrows down into that white. I'm just blending it out now with Morphe brushes. All the brushes I will be using in this video is going to be by Morphe, and I'll list it in the description box down below. So once I get finished blending out the concealer, I'm going to set it with my Laura Mercier powder. This is in the shade Translucent. So whatever powder you have, just make sure you set your concealer. This is not the P. Louise base, so you will need to set the concealer. Next, I'm going in with my Dose of Colors Baked Browns. This is the main palette that I use. Love this palette, although it is very buttery and is very powdery, which means you get a lot of kickback. So you'll see me kind of tapping on the eyeshadow palette as I go. So I'm going in with the second shade. That's a shade next to that white shade. And I'm just going to build it up above my crease. I do have hooded eyes, so I cannot put it directly in my crease, or you really won't see the look. It won't have the same effect. So I'm just building that shade up. Still been building it up, you guys. And you can build it up to whatever you kind of like. You're going to see me kind of look off to the side, and that's just because when you have hooded eyes, you do need to look straight ahead just to make sure you can see the shade. Next, I'm going in with the third shade in the palette. It's a little bit darker than that first shade, and I'm putting it right underneath. I don't know if you can see it, but you can kind of see the powder as I'm kind of applying the shade. Then I'm just going to build this up as well, and it's going right underneath that first shade. They say Mike's about to blow though. Tell me something that I don't know. With the crowd bouncing like bogles. Alright, so once you get finished building that shade up, the next shade I'm going to go in with is actually a yellow shade that's not a part of the Dose of Colors Baked Brown palette. It's actually by a box of crayons by your girl Super. So I'm going in with that yellow shade. You can't see it because it's pretty bright and then the lights. And you're going to put the yellow shade at the very top. So for me, that's kind of up there near my eyebrow area. If you have more lid space, your yellow won't be that high. And then I'm going to build that yellow up. Now this eye look can be a work look, everyday look, and you can spice it up. So as far as like building that yellow up is going to be to your liking and exactly what you have to do that day. I'm going to work, so I am building it up, but not so much where it's just like, boom, here go a yellow shade. After I built that shade up, I'm going back in with the same brush I've been using this whole time, back into my Baked Browns palette. And I'm going to use the third shade that I used, just kind of going underneath that yellow, just making sure when I put my final color, it all blends together. Now I'm going in with that fourth shade, which is this brownish red color. And this is the chocolate effect that you see like in the picture. And I'm literally going to build this shade up. So I'm placing it down all over the lid. And you're going to see me bring it up pretty far. And again, that's just because I have hooded eyes. If you do not have hooded eyes, you do not have to bring it up as far as I brought it up. Once you're finished building that shade up, you want to go in with a clean brush and blend between that brown and that other color that you put down as well. So I'm blending everything together, making sure there's no harsh lines. And it's okay, we're going to go back in and rebuild that color up because it's kind of fading out a little bit as we blend. And this is the part where we go back in with that fourth shade, that brownish reddish shade, and we're going to rebuild that color back up. And you can do this as many times until you get your own desired look. And this is me looking up into the mirror and I realize, hey, that shade is too low. You won't be able to see it when my eyes are open. So I put it up a little bit higher and I'm going to blend it a little bit higher as well. When I met you in the summer, when I met you in the summer, when I met you in the summertime with your fine ass, Merlot and that wine glass. The key thing to this eye look is to make sure you blend that brownish red tint out. Next thing I'm going to do is go in with a small brush. I'm going to go into that last shade, which is that very dark chocolate shade. And I'm putting it at the base of my eyelid. Putting it at the base, and then I'm going to blend it upwards. So you really have a light to dark effect. And you don't want the whole look to look that dark. So that's why you just put it kind of like tight lining, and then you blend it upwards. So I'm blending it up with the brush right now. And we could be together, baby. But I gotta leave soon. Everybody's listening now. Oh, we got nothing to lose. And then I'm gonna go in with the big fluffy brush that I used before, and I'm blending this down dark brown shade out. Now I'm gonna go back in with that fourth shade, that brownish reddish shade, and build that color up a little bit more. Like I said, you can build this color up to whatever you desire. So I wanted it to be a little bit darker, a little bit more richer, so I'm putting more eyeshadow on. And now you can really start to see that chocolate, and then you can see that yellow kind of helps. It's like my chocolate sunset eye. So I'm going to finish off the eye look with some liner that is also by the Crayon case, your girl Super. And then I'm going to throw on some lashes, and I will be inserting a picture showing you what the final eye look like. On the track.